There you are, cutie. I'm so sorry I'm late. I know I was texting you and keeping you in the loop, and I know it's only half an hour later than we originally planned for, but still, I'm sorry. If I could have told that client that the whole Zoom meeting could have been an email, I would have. But it's their money, I guess. Or, well, their money to pay me. But anyway, has anyone told you how good you look tonight? Mm-hmm. You do. That shirt is really attractive on you. And that blush, even cuter. Sorry, I'll stop holding up dinner even more. You're just so cute. I couldn't help telling you. So, have you had a chance to really look at the menu yet? I know it's a lot. They don't skimp on choices, that's for sure. What are you thinking you might get? Oh, that one's great. I'm really fond of it, but it's one I have to be in just the right mood for myself. My favorite, though, is actually probably the turkey burger. It's got this house-made pesto on it that is just amazing. And it has just the right amount of goat cheese. It gives it some tang. Did you want to get the cheese fries? I mean, they're really good, but I probably won't eat that many of them. I'm not that hungry. What's wrong? I respect if you don't want to talk about whatever it is, but that's different from telling me nothing when it's something. I can tell that something's bothering you. No, it isn't because of anything special. This is wholly a me thing. Because I care about you, and I pay attention because I care about you. Hey, talk to me. If you want, I mean. Ordering our food can wait. This, you, are more important. No, there isn't. Why would you think there was? Oh, that's fair. I guess I didn't explain that well enough, and that's on me. No, there isn't someone else. There's a bag. I mean, a literal bag. We exist in clans for safety and also for accountability, which is a whole different conversation and not the important one right now. Clans are required to register with our government, or, well, what's essentially our unified police force. Yeah, we are. It's a complex situation. Anyway, clans register. Part of registering is an annual census so that the government always knows how many of us are in a clan at any given time. Should our clan expand, or should someone die or move away and join a different one, we're required to report that immediately as well. One of many reasons why is so that the government can help supply us with donated blood, ethically, legally donated blood from other members of the larger magical community. And before you ask, no, there isn't enough of it for that to be the sole way that we are sustained, but it can fill gaps if we need for it to. I know I've insinuated as much, but I'll say it plainly. Normally, I do prefer to feed more personally. But ever since I met you, I asked my clan scion to add me to the list they keep of those of us who would rather feed from donations. So, like I said, a literal bag, just like when you go to donate blood. Though I prefer not to stick a straw in it like a juice pouch, if I'm being fully and totally honest. I'd much rather pour it into a glass. I still use a straw, it just feels a little less awkward that way. I didn't tell you for a lot of reasons. It's not exactly pleasant to have to talk about the bag of blood in my fridge, or that I'm warming up in the pot of water on the stove, for one. For another, I never... I hadn't... For the last 10 years, I haven't needed to separate what I am from who I am. They were all wrapped up into one package, with what I had become sort of neatly folding itself around who I am as a person. And the only people who I showed myself to were other people like me. So they understood. Everyone else I encountered wasn't going to be staying around long enough to matter. Long enough to need to know me. They didn't need to. All anyone else needed to do was think I was cute enough to duck into a quiet space with, and then be magicked into forgetting my existence completely. And then there was you. I know I've told you so many times, but it's true. You came into my life like a runaway freight train, and it wasn't just that you dragged me along with you. I was happy to jump on board, even though I didn't see it coming. I had built all of these protections around myself that I thought were solid. A mask I wore that I knew couldn't be cracked. And it hadn't been in a decade. Every year that it went untested, every person I was able to fool led me to believe in it more and more. But then you came along, and you were able to shatter them all as easily as throwing a rock through a window. Everything I had constructed to keep everyone else out, all the defenses and excuses and lies. Lies I told other people, sure, but also ones I'd told myself in the last 10 years. It all came cascading down around me like a splintering rainbow of stained glass scattering around my feet. You are everything I ever wanted, even before my life changed. You're adventurous. I can't think of a single thing in the time that I've known you that you said no to. And you're so smart, to the point where I'm not exactly a slouch myself, but you definitely keep me on my intellectual toes. And you're funny and sweet. Your smile lights up my entire day. And the fact that, to me, you're one of the most gorgeous people I've ever met. That's just icing on the cake. You're so wonderful. And this thing between us, I meant it when I said that I'd never had to tell anyone else who mattered about me, about what I am. You accepted it readily enough and well enough, all things considered, but I would understand if the biological necessities of that were off-putting. And there's a very real fear that it might be. I feel like what we have could be something really special, and I don't want to do anything to mess it up. I haven't dated anyone in a really long time, and what little dating I have done in the last decade was very much with people like me. Your comfort in this whole situation matters so much to me. I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to expose you to more of my situation than you want to know yet. In trying to make sure I wasn't moving too quickly or sharing too much, I accidentally made you feel excluded and shut out. I'm sorry. That's the absolute last thing I want. It's not that I didn't think you knew what it meant. It's more... Sometimes the reality of a situation can feel different from the abstract. Especially when the situation itself is something you never imagined actually existed. And I wouldn't fault you if this was one of those cases. I don't know what I would have thought or felt in your position, and I don't want to presume either. I guess that is a form of presuming, especially given the circumstances. I guess that is a form of presuming, especially given the circumstances. Okay, I promise I'll try to make sure I'm putting all the cards on the table going forward. If it's ever outside your comfort zone, if it's ever too much. Okay, deal. Shall we seal it with a kiss? Oh, is that a no then? Deal. Are you feeling better about it all? Good. Now, about those cheese fries. I wouldn't mind sharing a few with you, especially if you're willing to feed them to me. I thought you might like the sound of that. Let's see if we can flag down a server and get our dinner ordered.